Hey everyone, welcome to this lesson. Welcome to the final video of this section. I'm absolutely excited because this means that you're at the end of it and you pretty much learned everything you need to build this really cool and simple project. So the idea with this video and lesson is to build something really simple to pretty much put everything that we've so far you learned to use, and you turn into something useful, right? Now again, everything you've learned so far is pretty simple, and we're going to get into more advanced stuff as we go down through this course. Especially in the next session, we're going to get into more interesting stuff. But the idea is that, as I said, you want to put everything to use. That's very, very important. All right. So with that being said, what we're going to do in this lesson or in this practice is to build a business name generator, something really simple, right? And again, I have the files for you in the resources section. If you click on it, it's going to take you to Replit where you can fork this project. So I have two of it, by the way. Okay, one is the empty project file, which you can see right now on the screen, and the other one is actually the finished version. So what I want you to do, as I said, when it comes to every practice that we do, make sure that you try to do it yourself based on what you've learned so far. Think about it, because it's really important to have that kind of mindset when you're programming, because when you learn programming, it's going to be easy, you're going to see people do stuff and you kind of copy it and learn it. But later on, when you actually want to build a program that you want to have something in your mind, you want to turn it into a program, obviously that's when you really have to think about stuff, right? And how to actually implement it. And that's why I want you to actually use your skills, whatever you've learned so far, before you actually look at the results. All right, so we got two Replit files or Replit files that you can fork. One of them is the original, like the empty one that you see in front of me in the screen, and the other one is actually the finished version. So again, just for yourself, so what we're going to do is I want you to look at this and try to do it first. And if you don't, you can, if you just want to watch me after that, if you're stuck with something, you can actually watch me later, maybe in this video basically, to actually do it and then go to the final version and take a look at the final done project. All right, again, it's really simple stuff, but very useful. So with that being said, let's get into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a program. It's gonna have a greeting and also ask for user city and business category, store it in a variable, okay, and then finally it's gonna combine the city and category to show their business name. Simple stuff, but it's gonna put everything that we've learned so far to use. So with that being said, let's get into it. So the first thing we're gonna do is create a greeting. So we're just gonna say print, right? So that's what we're gonna use, print, and we're gonna print welcome to the business name generator. I have 3 S's here. There you go. So that's our first line, right? Really simple. So now what we're going to do is we're going to ask for user city and business category and store it in a variable. So we want to, again, create 2 variables here, right? So for the first one, it's going to be city, and the second one is going to be category. All right. So city is and again, these are inputs, right? So we're asking for user data, user input, right? So with that, I'm going to start this with input. So we're just going to say which city, let's say, is the business located at, all right? Something like that. And, I actually have something I want to talk about later on, but we'll get to that. So next one is category, right? So let's, same thing, input. And we're going to say what is your business category. All right, so that's that. You got those spaces and everything. And finally, what we need to do is essentially combine the city and category to show their business name. So we can say print, right? And we can say your business name could be space, and we need to combine the variables that we have, city and category, right? So I'm just gonna say city plus city and plus category. Here we go. So just like that, we got the program running. Let's see if we can find any mistakes or problems, right? So the first thing we can do, let's see. Okay, so let's take a look at it. Let me just get rid of this area. Welcome to the business name generator. Which city is the business located at? I'm just gonna say Newport Beach, for example. That's where I live. And then what is your business category? We're just gonna say, let's say plumbing. All right, so it's gonna say your business name could be Newport Beach Plumbing. Now, a couple of problems, all right? The first thing I have noticed is that I want people to, like, if you run the program again, I want people to answer on the next line. If you take a look, we're answering on the same line, you know, and I don't like that. So I want people to answer on the next line. So the way you do this is that you actually use the the character in the input section. All right. So if I go here and just put the backslash and n, same thing here, backslash n, here we go. If we do this, here we go. Now we actually go to the next, let's get rid of the spaces here, sorry. So here we go. Here we go. Now, when we actually type this answer, we go to the next line, right? So that's pretty cool. So that's a good start. Let's see. Okay, again, I'm just gonna say Newport again and plumbing. All right. So the next problem with this program right now is the fact that we have these two kind of, there's no space between the city name and the category, right? So we need to add a space. And since we're adding space between two variables, honestly, the cleanest way to do this is to just add a empty space between them, right? Something like this. So just like that, we got the city space, which is inside a string, and then category. So if you run it again, so we're just gonna say Newport Beach and plumbing, and here we go. So now we got the name correctly showing up. So guys, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, make it something like this. The final file here is, again, the second file, the second Replit file is essentially the done version of this thing. So if you can take a look at it and for yourself, and if you have any questions, you can let me know. But this is a pretty simple program, and it's essentially going to put everything we've talked about so far to use, and get you ready for the next section. So let me know if you have any questions. Make sure you practice this. Make sure before you move on to the next section, you understand all these things really clearly, print inputs, variables and stuff like that. And again, don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next section.